Good evening, everyone. Hey guys, I hope y'all are having a good night tonight. It is Thursday. At least I hope it's Thursday because if it's not, I am missing a day somewhere. Hello to my friends out in YouTube, Louisa and Vicky. Hey, Stefan and Miss Queen Libra. And Orange is the new orange. Orange is one of my favorite colors. I look really good in orange. You guys, I'm gonna need a minute. My throat is horribly dry and itchy, and I don't know why, but I have some water, so I'm gonna take a couple of sips before I get started. Maybe it's the change in the weather because it was cold here, at least my definition of cold anyway. But so we are gonna try to get into today's show. I think the other guys are coming in eventually, so we can start with Days of Our Lives. I watched that late this morning. I kind of probably should wait and give them a minute to get in. Um, but we can have general talk. What's going on with everybody? Hey, Vicky, my throat is being affected by outside forces. My throat is being affected by outside forces right now. So, and I feel like I have some sort of cold or something coming on. Um, so it looks like the rest of the gang is going to be about 30 minutes late. So you guys have me for 30 minutes. Topics are open because they will jump in when they get in. So, um, what do you guys want to start with? Hey, Amaya. Um, Today I did not watch any of the Young and the Restless, so I won't be able to, excuse me, to speak with you guys on that until the rest of the gang gets here. But I did get to watch Days this morning, and I want to say that I am really impressed with this young lady, Wendy Lee. Is that no Wendy Sheehan? Lee is her brother's name. Wendy Sheehan. Wendy has she knows all of the boys. I mean, she gets there in Salem and she already knows Trip. I don't know the other young man. Is that Jack and Jennifer's son, you guys? Orange, do you know who was the other guy that was talking to Wendy and Trip today out there at the table? They were all sitting around. So she might not be there. I tried to watch GH today, Miss Queen Libra, and my reception with my antenna is still messing up. So I don't know if I'm going to have to move the TV to a new room or what, but I couldn't watch it today. And it was okay that I couldn't see it because I don't think Esme was on today. Camera looked like maybe Anna was on, and I really don't even care about what they're trying to do to get over on Victor because I think he's the one who has Lucy Coe somewhere tied to a radiator with a pair of pantyhose. Hey, Lady Sanchez, come on
Hey,
in.
Bubble. What's going on? What did I miss?
Not a whole lot. Hey, Simone. I was just talking about how oh, Louisa, probably so. See, in the United States, we have to watch all the soaps because we usually get disenfranchised. Is that the right word? We get disillusioned. So if we was just watching just only Bold, we probably wouldn't even be able to do this podcast because wouldn't be a lot to hold our interest. I tried to watch today. I can't even remember nothing happening except for Hope's hair looked really good. And it's still that same day, and Steffi was in blue, and Deacon was talking to Sheila about Bill, but that's about it. I guess today was a weird day for me because I don't remember a lot of details about anything that I watched except for hey Sam, come on in. The only show I guess I remember in detail is Days, and that's because Wendy Sheehan was out there bringing all the boys to the yard. Thank you, Orange. It was Joey and Trip was out there in the little yard outside,
Yes.
with Wendy fighting over her, talking about where she was gonna stay at. I said, "This
Yeah, that was so unnatural to me. I mean, because
Um,
you have you have Trip, he done died and been brought back to life by Bo, right?
mhm.
Because of his love for Allie. I mean, this man jumped out of the window. He was the only one that was able to beat, not let the devil or be, succumbed by the devil, in other words, because it took over Marlena, it took over Johnny. But he was the one, his love for Allie was the one that was able to fight the devil, jump out the window to kill the devil, to save Allie's life. And we just supposed to forget those two loved each other like that? And you're just going to throw him in a triangle with his brother and Wendy? I didn't like it. I hate the storyline. It's terrible, and you just can't erase that. Where's Allie? I mean, this was the love of his life. So
Allie is married. You want that man over there pining over
Allie is not married. She is sleeping with Chanel, and we don't want her over there because Team Johnny is waiting for Chanel to come back over to the winning side. Now, now Trip and Allie did have they did have love. It was love, and you just can't erase that and act like it never happened. I mean, they wrong for doing that, and I'm looking to see where it goes. Because you can't sell me that. You can't sell me that Trip loved this girl so much he was able to succumb the devil, jump out the window, die, come back to life, and not even have a thought for her. The writing don't make sense. I don't like it.
he had to move on. She in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah, that's not gonna last.
He well, no,
Yeah, that's not gonna last. I mean, it look good on the surface, but it's not gonna last. She can't trust.
I agree. I know that Chanel and Allie ain't gonna last, but Trip is like, shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and still live my life. I'm not gonna be sitting somewhere on the couch folding somebody's laundry, waiting on somebody to realize that I'm gonna get out here in these streets and dip my wick in all the wax. And I don't blame him for doing that. Why should he be out of town somewhere pouting like Noah Newman? Because
He don't have to be pouting about it, but they need to. I mean, we didn't get any closure. We didn't get a visit. We didn't get a thought. I mean, to me, just the writing is terrible. I mean, if they want to write him on to move on, that's fine. But I need him to bump into Allie. I need something like that to happen.
well,
So,
still bump into her, but he been like at the hospital this whole time since about to die. This is the first time he's like been really out and out since he, went over there and was punching people and stuff because he can't find his mama. But give him a minute. I'm sure he'll run into Allie. She'll look all awkward. Chanel will look from across the street and be like, "Oh, Trip, you're back." And then it'll be some craziness for a minute. And then Alex will probably fixate on how Chanel was all into Alex, and then she'll feel weird about it. Yeah, it's coming, but I don't.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt those two going. I'm looking for Allie and Trip to wind up sleeping together.
Oh, it's a done deal. Oh,
Oh
that's a
yeah,
done deal.
oh yeah,
Allie was the one that was talking, wanting, she was projecting onto Chanel that Chanel wanted the D. Allie
yeah.
was the one that confessed to her, whoever she was talking to, that
She was
she
talking to
missed.
Will,
That's
her
right.
brother.
That
Yep,
she missed the D and how magnificent it was when she was with Trip.
with Trip.
So
That's right.
it's written, Hunty. It's already been written that Allie is gonna drop it like it's hot on Trip. And you know what? Trip is the cutest young man on that show.
Oh, he
I
not.
think
He is cute with his little skinny ass.
He
he's
not.
been sexy to me ever since he punched the dog out of EJ Demira. So I see him differently now. I never really liked him at all, really ever, but he's cute now.
Really?
I
I
think he's
always
got a
didn't
cute,
like
rustic
Trip.
jaw, and I like the little dimple in his chin. So yeah, I'm on Trip team Trip.
Yes. Well, welcome to the team. Welcome to the team,
Yes,
Sam.
I am on the team. And
I've
listen, ladies
always
and
been
gents.
Team Trip. I love him because, like Bubble said, he has always spoken up for himself. He was the one who removed himself out the triangle with him and Allie and Chanel. I loved him for that. But I know he still loves her, and I hope that's not the end of it. But what I saw today, I'm like, what they getting ready to do? Throw him in competition with his brother for Wendy? Like, no, not interested.
Well, all I know is that little preview that they played before Days this morning with what's coming up. I guess November sweeps, honey. It's fixing to get hot in her. Okay, it's fixing to get
um,
hot in her.
yes, and let me tell you, General Hospital gonna catch hell with Days of Our Lives this
Child,
month.
I don't care nothing about no damn General Hospital.
Same here. I tried to watch it twice today, unsuccessfully so.
I don't even care about nothing on General Hospital. They ain't got nothing to do with Esme. Willow been sitting around here lying about being sick, talking about she waiting to get out of her first trimester. Baby, your stomach is in the third trimester. Where is you at? She's just about ready to give birth. But somebody said that she might end up with what that little boy named TJ.
Who you
Like,
talking about, Willow?
uh-huh.
Yeah, it looked like it from what I was forced to watch today. TJ was very preoccupied with Willow, but TJ is going with Christina, right? And Christina, they said, is about to get into it with Dex.
Well, they don't never show Christina, so I don't even know what's going on in her life except for she works at a bar. That's
Oh,
all
she's
I know
supposed to
about
be.
Christina. She works at the bar and she had a fight with her mama because Alexis feels like her working at the bar is beneath her. Ain't
Wow.
that Sunday little girl, Christina?
Yeah, Sonny's baby.
Uh-huh. Alexis was coming in there at the bar that one time or wherever they was talking and she made some kind of comment and Christina was like, what the fuck that's supposed to mean? Oh,
Right.
I work in the bar. I ain't got a real job. You want me to go and be sitting up here in this damn classroom going to law school, but I ain't trying to hear that.
Well, what did law school do for Alexis disbarred ass?
Law school wasn't the reason why she got disbarred. She did that to herself.
Well, that's what I mean. She need to worry about herself and stop trying to direct her children's life. But I digress.
That's basically what she said, though, because that little that little Christina, she don't hold back much when she got to say something. I like her. I don't understand why we waste so much time on Carly's children.
Right.
Christina is breathing, and I don't know what's going on in her life except that she works at a fucking bar and her mama don't like it. I need to know more about her.
And she's a chip off the old black. She's a chip off the old block, and she will drag Carly's ass. That's what I know about Christina.
See, I've been wanting to know more about Christina since I started watching the show. And I started watching it regularly around the time Oscar died. And so that's when I started to picking up on who Christina was. And I'm like, how is she Sonny's daughter and she ain't got no bigger piece in this city than this damn big-headed girl that Carly pushed out? What is going on over here? Like Christina, I love her. Like I love the little actress. Every time I see her face, it delights me because we don't get to see her that much. So I'm always excited to see Christina. The other girl, they can keep her. They can keep her.
Which other one?
Joss, big head Joss. I don't care
Oh,
about her.
oh, they thought, they've been itching, they've been chomping at the bits to age Joss up to go ahead and throw her in there with the grown men. So I think they priming her up for Dex and Pola Cameron. Oh, Pola Tink Tink ain't gonna have nobody because I saw Trina today and it looked like to me she was getting pretty excited to give Rory the panties.
Well, somebody on the webs said that she looked like she bored with him at this comic book convention or whatever they went to. I don't even care about Trina and Rory at this point. If Rory ain't working with Esme, IDGAF. Okay.
I believe Rory. Well, it would have been great if Rory, Esme was ended up behind the scenes screwing each other.
I need him to be Esme's fucking foster brother or something. Went to had the same nanny, whatever. I need it to be Cruel Intentions. I need it to be Cruel Intentions at this point. I need it to be Esme and Rory working against that little girl. And I love Trina, but I like the drama of that.
Yeah, I do too. But you know what? I got to be honest. Nothing did it for me today on GH.
Now I'm fixing to add Darling. Hey girl, now see, I waited until you turned the camera off because I didn't know if you meant that or not.
No, I did not. I just got out the shower.
Oh Lord, no, you didn't mean this is we after dark, but we not.
Honey, I'm gonna tell you, like I tell everybody else in the universe, there ain't no free shows in this world.
No, we would have to start charging people.
This is OnlyFans. No, if I'm gonna do OnlyFans, I'm gonna do OnlyFans and get paid.
Listen, y'all.
Don't play because I'm getting ready to leave my job, so that might be a reality for people like me. That might be my reality.
Very, very possible. Girl.
Lady Sanchez opened up the show and straight up blasted Days of Our Lives, writing Trip and his brother Joey fighting over Wendy after how Trip fought the devil off of him by jumping out of the window because of his love for Allie.
You saw that shit?
So listen, darling, I was gonna come in and be like, Bubbles, yeah, I thought it was cute. But after Lady Sanchez dragged it for what it was, I had to just literally flip-flop like a flip-flopper. I was impressed.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that drag after drinks is over, because on the surface I was like, okay, this is the Johnson boys are being very, very immature. I mean, right. Obviously, Wendy got the boys, the milkshake, bringing all the boys to her yard. But I was like, that wasn't what I was expecting, though. I really wasn't.
I don't know what I was expecting.
I don't feel like they were really serious, though.
Well, they're flirting. They're being extremely flirtatious with her, and it seems like it's all in good fun, especially since. Because here's the thing: when it's really a fight, people are not like that with each other. What makes you choose the best one? Kind of flip it.
Yes, because they're brothers, and they are taking it as fun right now. But they're going to become competitive with one another.
Well, they can both hang it up because she getting ready to be putting her lips on some Johnny D, honey.
Johnny DeMera gonna have all the girls coming to his yard.
Some Johnny D, honey.
Chanel,
Wendy
coming. Ava came back to the yard,
honey. And if Allie wasn't his twin sister, she'd be in line too. That little boy is cute. I love him.
He is adorable. He is. He's adorable. I love the fact that he is going after EJ right now.
Yes, honey.
And go ahead, Bubbles.
I was gonna say he playing his daddy. His daddy know he being played, but Jenny was like, "No, of course I'm not playing you." With that look on his face, looking like Stefano, I love him.
It's like they playing chess with one another.
Yeah.
So the way they writing for Ava right now is trash, y'all. I mean, this is Ava Vitale. I'm not here for it. They had her over here begging Gwendolyn today to help her get in the door with EJ. This is Ava freaking Vitale. I mean, what the freak? I mean, 2 weeks ago, they had her throwing Gabriella under the bus because EJ caught her in a lie. It's like, when did Ava become so weak? When have she never been able to stand up for herself and fight her own battles? It's trash. I'm not here for it. Now, I am here for Johnny. finding out what's going on with EJ. Wendy has been hired on at the company, so she finna be an eye. She gonna find out what's going on, what Lee's doing, and what EJ has been up to. What I don't like though is the storyline how they got Johnny to flip on his dad behind Ava Vitale. I would never approve one of my Demiras flipping on their own behind any Vitale. I mean, I love Ava. That's my girl and everything. I wish they could have came derived, to the storyline another way, but we got it. It is what it is. But I do not like this writing for Ava. I think it's total trash.
And apparently, so here's my question, because and y'all school me on this one because I don't understand how this is going to work. But I'm assuming it's going to be a con. Xander ass is broke as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Ava
Mhm.
ass don't have no money neither, right?
Well, do she?
Ava,
She
Ava
is
Does
has
the
she?
mob
money.
princess.
Yeah,
I mean,
Ava, she's the mob princess. She got money.
She walked away on
Okay,
her own. She didn't get
okay.
disowned by anybody.
But
Yeah,
because my first thing I was thinking was, well, I mean, Xander is a goon for hire. He fine as hell, but let's be honest, that is his occupation on
Right.
yeah,
in Salem.
Correct.
yeah.
Okay,
He trying to be a good boy, but he a gun for hire. That's right.
Correct.
exactly.
That's who he
Okay,
is.
so apparently in Salem they allow you to run up stuff on credit
Yeah, you
on a
saw that
tab.
today. You can sit at the motel,
You can
pay
sit up in
later.
the
We gonna
you can
Well,
sleep now and pay later. I caught that.
well, I think that the stars do, unfortunately, the people that got money, they offered stuff free all the time. So they probably did give him the benefit of skating on his Kyriakis name for a bit
Yeah,
to run up that tab. And
possibly.
now that they talking about legal action, he going to get that money.
Possibly. So
No,
yeah, darling,
possibly,
that's
because
where it's going. So Ava heard his whole,
Yep.
conversation on the phone. So I got a feeling she's getting ready to proposition him again. That's why I'm like, okay, Ava, this where we going with this here. I
every
want to
time
see
I
what
turn
it
around,
is
he
because I
working for
don't know if I'm gonna
somebody.
like it or not, darling. I want to see what it is first. Let
I
me see what the con is, and then I'll be able to tell you if I like it or not.
I
I
mean,
can
because
tell you, I'm
I
already gonna like it. I like it
what do you
already
think it is?
because it's Ava and Gwen. I mean, I'm sorry,
Oh,
it's because it's Ava, Gwen, and Xander. I like all
No,
four of the
Gwen has gotten
characters.
herself out of it. She is not,
yeah.
she shut her completely down. So this is going to
When
be only
Xander
Ava and Xander.
when Xander gets pulled in, Gwen is gonna get pulled in. She gonna volunteer herself. Once Xander is involved, she will not be able to keep herself uninvolved.
More's the pity for the poor thing. Because one thing I did approve of was that I approved of the fact that Jack, because the thing is, because I like Gwen, whenever I have a character who's like the black sheep, you always want them to have at least one person in their corner. Because
Yep.
99.9% of the town is not in their corner.
Right.
99.9% of the canvas is just flat out against them. It's like how I feel about Deacon. Okay, I know everybody don't like Deacon. Some of them have very just cause not to like Deacon. But I always liked that he had at least one person, maybe two, give or take, who actually was cool with him and in his corner. So I like the fact that Jack, in his hopes of trying to help her, get herself right, that he did what honestly was the right thing and turned Xander's request for a job down because he had already because he was gonna offer one because he offered one to Gwen,
Gwen.
and he knew that wouldn't be good for her.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see
I actually
that.
thought he was going to go the opposite direction because I know he loves Xander. That's his mate.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he would, want to at least see if maybe they can have something. But it went the opposite direction. So once Xander take this whatever Ava propositioned him with. I'm waiting to see Sarah's reaction because you see, when they brought her back, they got her back the old Sarah. Like, nothing Xander does. She doesn't like anything he does now. None of his past. She's so judgmental, like she was before. But
I
I
don't like
do
that.
like Gwen. Yeah, I don't like, but she had came around from there, right? She fell in love with Xander.
Right. And then
Y-
after she fell in love with Xander, she stopped judging him. And as a
She
matter of fact,
did.
she was sneaking around with Xander and found out who Ava Vitale was when she first came into town.
That's right.
So
That's
now
right.
she done went from pulling cons and jobs with him to
With
judging
him,
him.
to
And that's
judging
crap.
him.
That
That's
was
right.
crap. When she walked
See,
off on their honeymoon. What the this ain't even the way Sarah was. She ain't even that type of chick.
and the part that's gonna be messed up is that the thing is, you can feel tension. They love each other. Obviously, they're Zara. They love each other, but money problems. See, and that's one of the things I'll say about Days. They do be bringing real problems into relationships.
Yeah.
So money problems create, even no matter how much in love you are, when you don't have money and your living situation is not desirable, it puts stress in your relationship.
You
So
got it.
whatever else is going wrong or is not quite what you want it to be, it gets amplified times 1,000. So them having to move back into the Kyriakis mansion, and Sarah said she only making half her wage
Because
since
she
she's
on the
still on
like a probation
because she's
period.
still on
Yeah.
probation. Xander ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, apparently. So so whatever Ava offers him, he's gonna take it because he needs the
Yeah.
money. But all that's gonna do when Sarah find out is piss her off.
See, that's what I'm thinking gonna happen.
That's
She,
exactly
if
what's gonna
he,
happen.
if he end up getting drug in the shit or left with his, left holding the bag, darling, it's gonna piss Sarah off, and Gwendolyn gonna be over there with her arms waiting. She gonna be like a lady in waiting, waiting on Xander to fall right in it. That's gonna push this story. That's what's gonna push Xander to Gwen. Sam, that's how you're gonna get those two back together.
That's exactly it because she's not over him. And you heard
No.
what he said. He said, "Oh, well, I always care for her, but I love my wife." Except here's the thing you're about to get involved in a situation you don't want to get involved in because you want financial freedom for you and your wife. And when your
Yeah.
wife finds out you've done this, she is going to check you hard because she's going to disapprove. And you're going to feel like, well, I did this. I didn't do this for me. I did this for us and I'm in trouble now. You got that right. That shit right itself.
Yep.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. That's
Gw-
exactly how it's
Gwen
gonna
gonna be
play out.
waiting on him. She gonna find him over there in the pub getting drunk.
And one of the things I love about Days is
She,
they
she gonna find him in the pub getting, and she gonna lend both shoulders for him to cry on.
Exactly. Trust and believe. I cannot.
and
Child,
if they end up in the bed, $20 says she get pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
mm-mm.
They already did this. They already did this with the girl once
Right.
with
She did
Chad
get pregnant with
pathetic
Chad.
ass.
That's right. She
Exactly.
did.
So,
Mhm.
but this time she'd actually be pregnant for a man she wants to be with, and girl,
Exactly.
Yes.
And you
she'll
know,
be
she
like,
loves Xander. And
yeah,
everybody know that she was in love with that baby, even Chad's baby. Everybody
mm-hmm,
know that she went scorched earth after she lost that baby.
Yes, she
So
did.
I don't
mm-hmm,
think anybody is even gonna try to step to her like they did last time about having an abortion like Abby did. I didn't like
mm-mm.
Abby for that. When Abby
I didn't.
told her that, you might as well have an abortion.
Why? Because it's ruining your picture perfect bullshit life. I see. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons that I'm not sorry Abigail is gone. Am I sorry that Jennifer is suffering? Sure. Even though the performances coming from it are great. But no, I'm not sorry Abigail done took her ass off to the great hereafter. May Rolf never figure out how to bring her ass back. Mm-mm-mm. But one
Well,
thing I enjoy about Days is they actually play out their cues with their transitions from scenes the way that they're supposed to. Like when you had Trip and his brother having that conversation about may she choose the best Johnson pun intended. And then it flips
Yeah.
to her choosing Johnny to continue her association with him, all to get the goods on Damara and see what her brother and his dad is up to. I'm like, boy, y'all boys, y'all faces gonna be cracked because she ain't choosing neither one of y'all motherfuckers.
Right, right. She might be, her eyes might be on over there on Johnny. You sure right. I never thought about Johnny being a candidate for Wendy.
It's because the
Kissing in the
Johnson,
preview. They kissing in the preview.
did they?
That's what
I
I was
didn't
telling y'all.
I didn't see I didn't watch. I
yeah,
watched the end of the show,
I
but
didn't
I didn't
watch the
watch the preview.
previews.
Who was kissing?
Johnny and Wendy.
Oh well,
Oh
then see,
my
there you
word.
go.
Oh,
Already?
See, I be trying to tell y'all stuff.
this gonna
Oh,
be
really?
good here.
All the time. When it came on this morning, they had like a preview of whatever's supposed to be November sweeps. And she was kissing, like she and Johnny was standing there staring at each other. And next thing
Uh-oh.
was kissing. So I
Ah,
was a
And
total
go Wendy.
Wow, this is
stop
getting
it.
good, y'all.
My
This is
milkshake
getting
brings all the
good.
boys to the yard.
Let
Damn
me
right,
tell y'all
it's
something
better
about
than
Johnny
yours.
Damera.
So you know
Johnny
what?
Damera
This is
got
what's gonna happen
something
then,
in
dog.
his
So if
pants.
Bubble, so if she over there kissing, if Wendy kissing could be kissing on Johnny, he's gonna she gonna eventually, Allie is gonna eventually run into Trip. I got a feeling those two gonna be kissing too. This gonna cause the friction
Wait a minute
because Chanel is gonna, she's not gonna like it because we know how she felt when she
about
thought it
Johnny.
was something going on between Ava and Johnny.
Right.
Uh-huh. So when she find out Wendy and Johnny finna be a thing,
And she
oh
don't, and she
yeah.
has no legitimate gripe against Wendy because the thing is, the Johnson boys are shit out of luck because they're too try hard.
Yeah.
Wendy, that's a turn, and for some people, and for some women, like all that, being over earned and shit, and other girls, it turns them off. Obviously, that was a turn off for Wendy because I knew they asses without the running when she kissed them both on the cheek. I was like, oh
Yeah.
no, double
Yeah.
negative. Neither one of y'all ain't getting the cookie.
She's young, she's smart, she's after her paper, because she came in like, I'm tired of being over there in Alaska. When she went to Gabby and thought Gabby can do something for her, she was like, you inspire me, you a woman, you in charge. So we know Wendy is about her business, baby. She running the show. She is not finna be the one waiting for somebody to choose and pick or be picked. She gonna be doing the choosing. And I love it. I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
I,
I enjoy it.
I knew
Oh yeah.
So
Wendy.
how about um Stephen and Gabby signing their divorce papers with Lee today. Lee
I
Shin.
have a question about that, Sam. What the hell? Because Gabby didn't even read the shit. Did Jake read the paper before he brought it there? And why was Lee signing it too?
As a
I,
witness,
I mean, is
apparently.
that even legitimate? I mean, do you need witnesses to sign bubbles when you're doing a divorce? Is that
You
like
don't
a
have to.
legitimate?
Well, they
It's
need
on
a
the paper.
notary
You
more.
don't have to. Oh,
They need a notary more than they need a witness. I mean, you need a witness, but the notary has to see the witness. It's like when you marry two people, they bring a witness. The witness has to sign the paperwork, but the witness has to sign the paperwork in front of the
In
notary.
front of the notary. That's what I thought. That's
But
why, because we saw.
notary on soap operas, people just sign papers and you think it's done. They don't never do stuff the way that it's done.
I'm wondering, was it something about that? Because Lee read over the paper and he signed his name on it too. And I'm like, oh Lord, what's they
that would be
signing
great.
it? I'm
It
like,
would
are
be
they
nice. So
signing they?
basically, what you saying is, what if Stefan had Gabby and Lee Shin sign something else? Is that what
Yeah,
you're inferring?
I'm wondering exactly. I'm like, what was that that they was signing? What
See, that's
the
the
hell?
thing. I would believe it if it was just Gabby because she was so pissed, but I would be surprised if Lee Shin stood up there and didn't even glance over because
He did.
he
He
said it all
did.
appears to
Lee
be in
glanced
order.
over it.
He said it
Lee did.
appears to be legit.
Right. Lee did actually. he fumbled through pages, but Gabby didn't. So
Gabby didn't.
right.
She just
And it was
signed
only
it.
one
She was
page that
pissed.
they signed. So
She
I was
was.
right. Gabby was upset, but Lee looked like it was actual a divorce. Um, but you know, I used to like Lee Shin, but I don't like him anymore because I find him in this entire storyline absolutely weak as a man and even as a businessman. He is in the bent over position all the way around.
Oh my.
Such a waste. Indeed. Indeed. That's that's the position from which I'm seeing him. I mean, he's in a relationship in a marriage supposed to be with Gabby. Clearly, things aren't what they supposed to be because he is cutting deals behind her back. I mean, I just don't ain't
Because
nothing
he want
appealing
the
about Mr.
company.
Shin for me. Right. I
He
mean,
want
he's
the
what is he?
company, Sam.
He stands for nothing though. I mean,
Yeah.
just power, and he's willing to bend over and let EJ run the whole show on the promise that he gonna backstab his brother and let Lee do it. I just am not liking Lee in any of this.
Not only that, but he also. The thing is, it's not enough that he's up here just um just cutting deals behind Abby's back. The thing is, he's lying to every single person in creation. Okay,
Yeah.
Exactly.
because
Even his sister.
like case in point, he decided he said no to Wendy's request, right? And it's not
Hmm.
that he changed his mind or that Gabby changed his mind, but see, he'll let Gabby think that she changed his mind when he really didn't have a choice because EJ told him to do it.
Exactly.
But he'll sit up there and let both Wendy and Gabby think that, he really wants to believe in his sister and Gabby helped him see reason when none of that shit is even true.
Right. He sits there and tells Gabby that once this is all said and done, I'm going to look out for you. None of that is true. He's the
Not
one
at
that's
all.
not looking out for her. He's the one making sure that Stefan hates her when he doesn't hate her.
Yeah,
He's
that's right.
really, Lee is the villain in my opinion, and he's worse than the villain because EJ is the villain and Lee is like the villain's bitch. He's kind of like Channing Tatum in This Is the End.
Right. Right.
True. And I will
Well,
say
what
this
it
much.
is that he gave he did it all basically to be the number two man. But but do you have another angle? Are you working to flip EJ that way you and Gabby? Because it sounded like what he told her today, once this is all done, it's gonna be me and you. Them two are gonna be back running the mirror. See, so that's what I want to know. Is the end game is not only for Stefan to hate Gabby, but do he really plan on getting Gabby back on top? You see what I'm saying? And I don't see, I don't know, I don't even know if he's doing that right now because he put EJ in charge. So it does look kind of, I'm with Sam on this here. It kind of looks like he's done made himself basically EJ's bitch because
Hmm.
the way he fixed it, he put himself to be number two. But what is the end game really? Is the end game really to to overthrow them all and put him and Gabby back on top?
Yes.
Do
Well, listen, I don't see it this way. I see him as being the puppet master because he wants Gabby, but she's just a pawn in whatever it is he's trying to get. He said the company is the most important thing to him.
That's right.
Gabby is a pawn. And right now
Exactly.
he's using Gabby to control everybody. He's controlling EJ. He is not EJ's bitch. Neither one of them can afford for Stefan to remember that he loves Gabby.
That's right. That's true.
Is more like, fuck it. I'll risk all this shit if I have to. Like, he's willing to burn everything down. EJ is
Right.
to burn everything down. But Lee is like, fuck this. I will burn everything down. So just
Is he? Is
you
he like that? I ain't seen him like that yet.
Yeah,
that's
when he gave EJ the proposition, that's exactly what he told him. He was like, "You can tell on me or cross me if you want,
Oh, I
but then
didn't see the
I'll turn."
proposition.
Yeah, he said that.
I don't care about it. All I care about is this company. I will go over here to Rolf and I'll have Stefan turn back on. And then where will you be when he
Yeah,
remembers that he loves Gabby? He told EJ that before they even went in that office and got them damn shares back from Gabby.
He
Yeah,
sure
but
did.
at the same time, though, yeah, I feel you. But at the same time, Mr. Shin is just not. He's just not coming out smelling good in this for
And
me.
he's not supposed to because all he wants is the company. He's not there for them people. Them people is there to get him to where he wants. And EJ is
That's right.
the
That's
obstacle.
pretty much it.
And
Everybody serves the ends to a mean.
That's right.
he's willing to use anybody to get what he wants. And that's why I kind of like him because um, he set EJ up.
That's right. He
That's
got something over EJ now. So Bubbles, that's my thing. That's my question because he did. Because that's I know that's his goal. He wants that company. But now it's his end game to sit at the head of the table by himself, or is the end game to sit at the head of the table with Gabby?
it don't matter either way. As long as he's at the head of the table, if she comes, that's fine. But I don't even think that she was a part of the end game to begin with. She is a piece of the
That was my question. Yeah. So he's absolutely using her.
He's
Or
so
do he
sickening.
really love her? Or do he even really love her
So
at
that was what
all?
I thought.
I
I
don't think
thought
he
that he was
does.
supposed to be. I thought that he was the one in love with her. Clearly, she loves Stefan. I mean, so what
Yes.
is the whole point in Gabby and Lee in a relationship at all if he don't love her and she don't love him? I'm not following. What did I miss?
I get what you're saying, Sam. That's why I feel like he has to love her because it wouldn't make sense, especially since she done lost her shares. I mean, because like what is her role? Like, it's really how could he be using it? Now I know when it started, he was using her. Because she had the position at the mirror, but she no longer has that. So
And
he
she
made
has
the
no
deal with
shares. Ava
EJ.
has no shares.
That's
And
right.
all
Now
the
she don't
Daenerys
have
have
any
their own
shares.
stuff.
She don't have
Right.
anything, but he still wants to walk down the aisle with her.
So there has to be a reason. He may have got with her because of her position at Demera, but she doesn't have that anymore. She
She
has no
don't.
leverage. So
None.
there has to be a reason that he is still sticking around with her that just may not be clear to the rest of us. Or it's probably clear to people who watched a bit more consistently than I have.
Probably. That's probably see, Lady Sanchez has been more consistent with it than all of us.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's why I was just like that. That yeah, that's
Well, I think he
Miss-
loves her, and I have been really consistent with it, and that's why I feel like he does love her. But I just want to know what the end game is because see, he's now that he hasn't mentioned, but he did tell her today. When it's all over, he promised her when it's all over. I was at yesterday's scene when he said it. When it's all over, me and you are gonna be back on top.
right. That's what I thought
Uh
I heard. He
huh.
was still promising her that after everything, all the chips fall where they may, that she would be restored to her rightful place at the top of the mirror. But he's just not doing that at all. And sometimes I'm just gonna have to keep a close eye on Lee Shin. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep a real close eye on Lee Shin.
Well, Wendy is gonna be in there now. So see, Wendy is gonna find all of that out. So if Lee has any other hidden agendas or angles that he hasn't, because I'm pretty sure he hasn't exposed his whole hand yet.
I mean, and also here's the thing about Gabby and Lee. They in the greater scheme of things, they have not been together that long. When
They
Right.
they hooked
haven't.
up when
They
they hooked
haven't.
up like at the end of May. And when they hooked up, it wasn't like because they fell for each other. They just, ended up in bed together. And,
Uh-huh.
it was basically mixing business with pleasure, and they figured why not?
It
But
was because
apparently,
Jake had been pushed. Remember when she thought Jake was deceiving her when Johnny had the devil in him and
mhm.
Johnny was playing tricks on him?
Uh-huh.
That's when she got close to Lee, darling, because she really felt like, well, Johnny, he was making it look like Jake was being
Right.
disloyal or lying to her.
I remember that
Mhm.
part.
So when the truth came out, Jake was like, well, how can you love me when you couldn't even trust me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was kind of hurt. He was butthurt over the
That's
shit.
when he ran off to Ava, right?
That's when he ran off to Ava. That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So then it pushed her right into Lee's arms.
That's right. I see. It was all about that scam at first, but now I guess he called himself in love with her.
I think he does really love her. I think
Probably
he
do.
so
I mean, she's beautiful. I mean, Gabby is, Gabby
I
Demera.
tend
I
to
can't wait for her to be Mrs. Stephen Demera again. I can't wait.
I tend
Yep,
to
it's
think that
coming.
Lee does have feelings for her, just because he really did take it out of hand when EJ was talking shit. He didn't appreciate it.
Yeah,
He really did not appreciate that. And he was happy as shit when Trip punched him in his snot locker.
He did.
he
He
was.
did
She did.
absolutely give Trip the pass. He did make sure Stefan knew. No, you don't want the publicity. So he would hold that over his head. So he did not appreciate. And that's what I said yesterday. What makes Stefan think that these men that once loved Gabby, and still love Gabby, want to sit around and listen to him call her an alley cat,
Yeah,
a feral cat? At that,
No
that's what
clue.
he called her.
I'm sitting up here. I'm like, boy, go comb your hair after that man knocked your shit out of formation.
I'm talking about. He need to stop judging people with his big head self. But you know what? Like I said, EJ Demira, I think he's my new favorite villain.
I love EJ Jamil, but you know what?
EJ's good for
I
that.
liked EJ when the other guy played him, the one before that. That's when I fell in love with EJ's character. I love EJ.
Oh, James Scott? Yeah.
Yes, hell yes.
Oh,
I
Oh,
yes.
mean,
That
he
was, I will say, that was during the era where, everybody who was single and who didn't want to live at home used to stay in that same apartment building. All they had was it was men walking around with no shirts on around that whole damn building. I loved it. Mm-mm.
mm, mm,
he's a British actor too, darling. I love that shit.
Yeah, but
mm.
it's a shame that he really hated daytime. He was like, once he left the
I
role, he was like,
hate
you could not
that.
pay me to go back to working on the soap.
But
He meant
I
that
just
shit.
heard that today. Somebody said
Girl,
that
you just
he
heard that?
wasn't in love with it. That he don't even
No.
act anymore. Said he
No,
don't even act anymore.
he considers himself a former actor. Like he got out of rehab or some shit when
Yeah,
he gave up acting.
Stop
He meant
it.
that. He meant that shit. He said
but
that
he
with his
played the
whole
shit
chest.
out of EJ's role, though. I mean, he put the evil in the E. Let me tell you.
Did
Well,
y'all
that's Stephen Boy.
What was that,
Yes,
Bubbles?
did y'all break EJ? The
I
guys break the actor?
Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I think the fandom did break him a bit because keep in mind this was all back. This was during the highlight of the all
Lumi
erupted
versus
of Lumi versus
yeah,
Ejami, and
yeah,
of course the whole storyline about
the
about
Tia and
him
Sammy
coercing
feud.
Sammy into sex,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
That's right.
how that ruined everything.
Yeah,
That went down about as well as you would assume it would go down. And a
yeah,
lot of people, it was just, and then all the toxic shit that went on between him and Sammy, it was a
yeah,
mess. So I
yeah,
will say I think the fandom may have had just a teeny tiny bit to do with him being a little cracked off and ready to run when it was all
Mm-hmm.
over and done with.
Yeah.
possibly, maybe just a little bit.
Just a little bit, just a bit, just a bit. I ain't gonna blame everybody, but yeah, I mean, you see how out the way fans get with some of the people on GH when they're not happy, because that's the thing. It's so odd. It's like certain fandoms go through these periods of toxicity.
Hmm.
And it was just at that point with Ejammy and Lumi, that was just like the time for Days of Our Lives to be toxic as F, because it was, at least as far as what was going on among the fans.
I have a
And
question.
mhm.
Would you say, because I tell you, I don't think there's a fandom as savage as the GH fandom, and specifically those what is it? Um EJ Sam and um Jason and Liz, what was they called? Liaison.
Oh, Lazen. Mhm.
Which
Well,
so I
liaison, but I
think
used to call
that's
their asses lazy.
yeah, I think that is probably the most toxic I've seen of a fandom would be
It,
though that one.
uh,
Sam versus what's the girl named Liz Vance?
Liz. Let's
Yes,
see
runs deep.
the two phases that I remember being the most toxic in GH. First of all, no, there ain't nothing like GH fans on the face of this planet. Nothing ain't changed in that fandom since we was on the days of message boards and shit. It's still every bit as rough as it used to be. But yeah, during the Sam and liaison days, and what else? Second act, Sonny and Carly, when he and Alexis were kind of a thing, sexist or sexist and Sonny and Carly, it was nasty then too. And also anybody who and Brenda stands versus anybody who was talking shit. Because you ain't gonna talk shit about Brenda Barrett. That's just not gonna happen in these GH streets.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
Simone
I
said in
stopped
the
watching so
chats,
long.
guys, she said that Lee does love Gabby, but he loves the company more. He could have reunited Stefan and Gabby for the shares if he just wanted the company. I'm with Simone on this.
Yeah,
I believe he does just want that company a little bit more.
yeah.
But I do believe he does love Gabby. Now I know that's how it started, but my question was, does he still plan to take her with him at
I
the end of
think
the
he
day,
does.
especially after he told EJ, man, I set this shit afire, I'll bring all this shit on fire, you know before I let you do me, pretty much before I let
Mhm.
you rat me out, all of this shit will go up in flames, nobody'll be eating.
Well,
I'll sail
I
Gabby
don't
down
blame him.
the river, and nobody will be eating. So that's why I'm wondering if that's the plan. Do he still want her? But I do believe Simone what she said. I think he loves both, but he does love the company a bit more.
If he
They're
had to
gonna be
choose,
skeletons
or if
Friday.
his father got involved and told him he couldn't be with her, he'd drop her.
Yeah. Well,
If he
he
does,
went against his father before though for Gabby.
Mhm.
But
He
they
because
have
his
they
father
very
did,
sexist. They very
huh?
sexist, just like Wendy is saying. They very sexist, and they don't really hold women in high regard.
They don't.
Lee and
Mm-mm.
his father.
That's a
So
cultural thing as well.
we
That's a
know,
cultural
yep, it
thing.
definitely
Uh-huh.
is. It definitely is. And so, yeah, I just that's why I'm looking at him real shady on the side. Like, I mean, if that's the kind of love he got for Gabby, I mean, he can keep that.
Well,
I mean, but
he
I
gonna
look
keep
at it
it.
in a way that it's not like a traditional relationship. It's kind of like this thing where it seems like he's in the position of somebody who just caught feelings and just
Yeah,
acted on it. At least that's how I see it.
Well, yeah,
that's
he
right.
definitely caught feelings.
He
And
did. I
I
think
can't
he
wait for
caught feelings. He didn't plan on it. I think it was his goal from the top. I think he may have started out as using her because he
yeah.
always did side with her on the votes. And he liked it, Jake, and he would always side with them on the votes. But I think he did catch feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looked
Yeah,
like he was having feelings today, laid up there in that hotel after making sure that she got those divorce papers signed from Stefan. So let's say one thing about Lee on that. He did not let that slip.
no, not at all. His full intention, and that's the thing. That conversation he had with EJ today kind of put a little bit of a fire under him on that one, because the fact that Rolf's conditioning or whatever the F it is that he did to Stefan's head, the fact that Stefan snapped like that is basically telegraphing the fact that, yeah, this shit is not as rock solid as Rolf would like to believe it is.
Oh, they
Meaning
was
that,
scrambling. They
yes,
was like, "What you think we ought to do? Give him another dose?"
Ah!
exactly. Meaning Li Shen is going to
Baby.
be more it's gonna be more in his best interest. One, those divorce papers coming through was just right on time after that
Yep.
discovery. And once Gabby's a completely free woman and free to marry, he's gonna press the point that he wants them to get married sooner rather than later.
You know it because the longer the longer he waits, the more Stefan is gonna remember Gabby, and he knows it. He already beginning to wondering if it's gonna wear off.
Yeah,
Exactly. And you
especially the
saw
way
Stefan's face.
he was upset, baby, when EJ was talking about Gabby. And, EJ did it on purpose. He told
Mhm.
Lee he was just making sure. I just had to make sure it wasn't no feelings there
I was
because they
just mad.
both, yeah, he offended the shit out of Lee too. But Stefan was the one who jumped up and was like,
That's
man,
enough.
That's
yeah,
right. That's
talking
what he's
about his
supposed to
woman.
do. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Lee is let me down, but my Stefan is not letting me down now. He's still fighting. He's still fighting his love for Gabby, and I know it's gonna get worse before it gets
Even
better.
though he don't remember the love, he still fighting.
Exactly, and
Now,
it's gonna get. Mm-hmm.
one thing I will say I was disappointed in today. I need Johnny DeMero to lie better than what he did in his daddy office today.
He was a horrible liar.
I was like, Johnny,
EJ was not buying this shit.
what's your password, Dad? I said, boy, you should have.
I
Are you Sammy's son or aren't you?
I'm not sure that Johnny was trying to hide much. To me, it seemed like Johnny was being pretty damn smug to
Yeah,
EJ. I got the impression that he knew he was caught. He
yep.
knows his dad, and his dad knows that he was caught. I got the impression that I'm not DJ, Johnny
Johnny.
was literally just playing cat and mouse with his dad.
Yeah.
To me, it seemed like he was like, "Yeah, I done got caught, but I'm going to let him know that he caught me, and I'm going to pretend like I wasn't doing anything wrong."
Hmm.
Because EJ knows Johnny's pissed about Ava.
He told
Right.
him that too.
Now, one thing I was like was when he was talking to Wendy at the end, he's like, "Did he figure out what you were up to?" Not a chance. And I'm like, "Yeah, he did. He called the IT people and told them to bulk up. He know you up to something. Your son
Oh,
don't." Yes, he
I
did.
forgot about that.
He did.
So when I say so, I mean, so one, the first lie, I was like, okay, first of all, you was in there rifling in the middle of the damn day. Boy, what was you doing? You could have at
Mm,
least waited till you knew your daddy went to lunch or something. And
yeah.
then when you got busted, you came up with the lie and then tried to save it and segue into still getting access. What's your password, Dad? And then he hurried up and got your ass out that chair. And then as soon as you left, he on the phone with IT saying we can't be too careful. He was talking
You
about your
doggone
ass,
right.
boy.
You know
You
what?
do-
I love the fact that I love the fact that Johnny got EJ's paranoid. I just love it. Just
I
that
do.
made me very pleased that EJ was uneasy about that exchange with Johnny. I just love these two to pieces.
Yeah, we
Boy,
getting
they
ready to
are
see
lovely.
some of the old EJ. I like that. I'm like, I need to see EJ back in action because I don't like that EJ, laying around the house doing nothing. EJ supposed to be up to no good and always up to no good. We don't care. He doesn't care who he crosses or who he hurts. This is the
Mm-mm.
EJ Jameer that I know and love.
But that's why
And
we need Sammy back right now. Because if EJ gonna go up against his own son or Sammy's baby, I'ma need her to be present.
Well, I think that he's getting ready to go up against Lee. I mean, not Lee, Wendy, because see, Wendy done just got hired at the company, so we won't need Johnny's trying to sneak and get passwords. We got us an eye. We
We
got
got
us
a
a
hacker.
mole planted right there in the building, so
And
it's
EJ
okay.
hired her. Listen,
Yeah.
and EJ, the one just hired her, and now he talking about beef up security. She running the damn security.
Exactly.
He telling the mole to beef up security.
You
EJ is
damn
already
right.
Johnny and Wendy already beating EJ. I'm loving it.
That's so funny to me.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it?
Yes,
Because
yes,
EJ is the big bad Demera.
that's
He
right.
they're gonna
He
get taken down
is.
not by Lee and Gabby, but by Wendy and Johnny. That's how
Wendy
You
this
and
is
Johnny.
damn
shaping up to
right.
be.
That's right.
That's
And I'm gonna
exactly how
need.
it's gonna happen, darling.
Yep. And Sammy gonna have to show her ass up at some point. Period. I'm
Oh,
gonna need.
absolutely. With all these shenanigans going on, yeah,
Yes.
Sammy
Well,
Brady
see,
ain't gonna
not
be
in
away from
none of the
home too
upcoming
Especially
long.
everything
spoilers.
going on with her kids specifically.
Mm-mm.
She got Ellie out here indulging in threesomes. And
She's
she
not
got that
coming back
baby.
for a while. She's not coming. Lucas will be back on canvas in a few weeks, but Sam, we're not gonna have Sammy for a while. She might not come until after the first,
No, it's
after
the
the
sweeps
first
is
of the
coming
year.
up. You know, I'm gonna have to keep my ear to the ground on
Yeah,
Allison Sweeney because I
yeah.
mean, seriously.
Quite disappointed that Marlena's sitting up here about to take her absolute last draw of breath in the whole world, and Samantha Jones.
Sammy is not there.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
what you mean, Sammy on the phone at the airport? Like
Mhm.
that was just about to me about as equal as Ridge not being there when Stephanie died.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think they did that with almost and everybody because then they had Kate on the phone with Austin saying, no,
Yeah.
no, don't
Yeah.
come. I'm sitting over here like, y'all making these churn look bad. You
Well, at least they made an attempt. Some soaps don't do
better
that.
than Bold, better than what Bold
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, I
I
heard that
mean,
they did Rent a Sofa. I mean, I haven't watched. So, but I heard
Girl,
that the exit
well, you see,
story for
I
Ken.
that's the thing. I'm gonna need y'all to catch me up on Bold today, because here's the thing. This is how I know they are going by they are really on a bad path, because I was about 5 minutes late to tuning in because I was at the office today, and I could have watched, and I made the choice not to. I said, you know
Mhm.
what? My damn sandwich looked too good for this bullshit. I'm not
Right.
even turning that shit on. Cause what I was reading on Twitter while I was munching down was like, okay, yeah, this don't look like nothing that's even worth me flipping to the live for. Damn this. I'll find out
Listen,
later.
listen, you darling, you same. I got some time off in the middle of the day, and I turned on channel 10 so I could watch some CBS, so I could watch Young and the Restless, so I can get see what's going on with that.
Hmm.
And as soon as I saw that it was going off to go to Bold and the Beautiful, I changed the channel. I went on Twitter and I was watching to see what was being tweeted. And Brooke is still crying about why did Rich leave me for Taylor, and it's not just leave me, but for Taylor,
And then
every
apparently
single day.
Steffi and Hope was sniping at each other about their parents and who Ridge belonged with. And I'm like, about who took who from who. I'm like, that bitch took himself where he wanted to go every single time. I don't want to hear this.
Right. Brooke is blaming, Brooke and Hope are blaming Taylor and Steffi because Ridge has a dirty dick and can't keep it where it belongs.
And it's been that way since the 80s, child. That's the
since
part I
before
can't
they
get.
were a since before they was a twinkle in their daddy's eyes.
I'm like, I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm not. I was like, I'm not today. That's all I could say. I was like, I just couldn't make myself click the button to go watch it because I was just like that, and that's how I know they are very far afield from where they need to be to keep people engaged.
Let me
Because
tell
if
you
I
something.
had an option to watch and I chose not to watch, that means you're really fucking up. Because I ain't had nothing. It was a choice between you and my sandwich. My sandwich won. You're losing to sandwiches.
I'm
I
Boom.
went out of
so
my
why.
way to change the station and focus on social media. I went out of my way to change the station so I would not be distracted by things that were more important.
I fell
Mm-mm.
asleep 2 days in a row. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like yesterday and today was the same episode because it was pretty much with the absence of Bill. Today's show was pretty much yesterday's show.
Yep. With
Steffi
this,
and
Pretty
Hope
much.
talking about they parents, Brooke whining to whatever man is listening, and then Sheikah, which was for me the best part. Like Sheila and Deacon, and then after that I was like, well, I don't really care no more. I mean, that's the most exciting part. Is Sheila telling Deacon Brooke don't want his ass and he might as well stay where he at with her. That
right?
that was the most riveting and interesting thing for me. And it lasted all of what was that scene? Maybe 3 minutes, five
Yep.
minutes at the most. And that was
Probably.
it. So
And
they
then the
need to get it together because they are losing they losing the fans.
Oh yeah, they had to make it
let
was too important because they can't do anything because it's too important for them to show Steffi and Hope on screen fighting about anything. And in this case, the
mhm.
anything is Stephanie's father's cock and where it should be
That's
placed.
filthy and that nobody should want anyway. I mean, because here's the thing, and just in case And like I said, just in case there is someone who plays this back who actually is in the know, understand what you're hearing here. We are people who 4 nights a week, we take 2 hours out of our very busy evening schedules after a long day to talk about soap operas because we enjoy them.
That's
And
right.
yeah, you got people choosing sandwiches and sleep over your show. You're in the crapper.
In
Fix
social
that
media.
shit.
Yep.
Okay.
You got it. You got that right. And
So if you're losing
that's
us,
also the only reason I even brought them up at this hour, because it's much too early for this, was because of how poorly I have been reading the write out for Quinn. Quinn, who has been a
yeah,
character
that's the
on the
only thing I
show.
was curious about. What exactly did Shauna freaking say?
Some bullshit. She said some
Audio.
bullshit. She said some 100%. Anybody locked out because I've been distracted. Hold on a second. I hadn't heard from Can tonight. She's not with us.
Move.
They said some bullshit. So Carter and Katie was in the design room because I guess they can't be in the CEO's office because that's where Steffi and Hope is fighting at. So they was over there, and Carter said, Queen had said to him, she wasn't gonna sit there and deny him having a family because she knew that he really wanted a family, and he said they had talked about it and thought they worked through that. So he called Shauna, and then Shauna came in, and at first it kind of sounded like Shauna was throwing Quinn under the bus because she was like, "Oh boy, listen, I mean, Quinn, my girl, and all that shit, but this really fucked up the way she just left you like this. But my dude, I'm so sorry." And so Carter was asking her, what was the deal? And she said, well, the same thing that she told you, she told me. And that's that she really felt deep down inside that you wanted to have a family and that you weren't going to get that with her. And as much as that hurts, I believe her because, she's the kind of person who, if she believes that, you're going to be better off without her in your life, she's just going to go. That's Quinn. She's just going to go and she's not going to look back. And that's what she did. She left and she's not coming back.
That's
And she
hilarious.
left her jury, and what's up with the jury line? So she
Yeah,
she
that's
take
what
it
I
with?
want to talk
I
about.
ain't say nothing about the jewelry.
What Steffi did. Steffi did. Steffi
She
said
said
that
yesterday
didn't
she
care for her, but
complimented, yeah.
and she said that it brought a lot of money to Forrester, in that respect she will be missed. So Quinn must be taking her jewelry with her.
She probably is. I wouldn't doubt it because how else?
We need to find out on the Bold Live. I think that's what we need to find out on the Bold Live.
Who we gonna ask? Brina ain't here.
We don't care about asking Rena. We gonna ask Casey during Douglas's Bold Live tomorrow.
Because that's crazy. Like that's a big
That's an
chunk of
important question.
Forrester. That's a
Right.
big chunk of Forrester's income that she took with
Correct.
her. Like
Correct.
that's a storyline in itself, guys. So what they doing with that?
The
What?
fact that
Absolutely nothing.
The fact that Quinn didn't get a divorce storyline when she was going after shares is an abomination, and that's why Rita Sofa left, because they couldn't come up with a storyline. The story we was waiting for it. We was all out here taking bets on how Quinn was gonna get after Eric shares.
And here's my question. This is the thing that's hilarious: is that all this is a hodgepodge of stories that were written before that did not go well. Like case in point, Shauna showing up with this half-ass explanation and basically telling Carter that there's a woman out there for you. This is just like Julian showing up and giving Zendaya a red light to go chase after Zoe.
Yeah.
After him, it's the same thing. Yeah. I don't need that. That pisses me off because that is instead of you, because y'all failure, y'all cannot plan things appropriately. That instead of giving people closure on relationships or storylines, you use somebody who's connected to the missing person as some kind of surrogate to somehow give us some sort of an ending that's not really an ending. Because just like I was pissed off that they brought Julian back specifically for that shit, I was pissed off they brought Shauna back specifically for that shit when you could have been doing a number of things with those two characters that was better than that.
And guess what? It's all for naught. because
And
they
it's all for
gonna
nothing.
usher Lawrence back screen with Lawrence. I'm sorry, Carter back screen, back burner, just like Katie has been back burner. Because you know why? Because Rena left. Because there was no, they wanted her to go on recurring. They had
They didn't
nothing
have
for
anything
her, which
for
means
her.
they had
They
nothing
didn't
for
have nothing for
Lawrence.
Lawrence. Exactly.
Exactly.
Now
So
the
all
other
this shit
part.
with Katie is for naught because they both gonna be quickly ushered to the back burner anyway.
Wait, and here's the other kick. When Bubbles was saying what the lineup was for this shit, I was like, wait a second, I heard this shit before. This is what the fuck y'all said when Jackie went to go travel the world and said fuck this show. When she lost the baby, and then she found out that she may not be able to have more children. What did she do? She ran away,
She
divorced
left.
Liam, and
Yeah.
left, and said that I don't want to stand in the way of you having the family that you want because you deserve
Yeah.
it. I was
That's
like,
true. You know what? She sure did say it. She sure did.
and,
Well,
Yeah.
they let us see Jackie. They let us see Steffi break up with
Yeah,
Liam.
they let us see it. That's the only difference, though. We got to see it play out on screen.
I was
Mm-hmm.
But
like,
let
this
me
is
ask you, darling, what did they bring him back for? What was his deal?
I don't think he was on today still yet. They just mentioned his name again. That he's been keeping his nose clean. I said,
the
oh,
screenshot
He's
had him
not
in the
keeping his
scene with
nose clean.
Katie, I think.
He is. Katie gonna probably get him to try to spy on Ridge and Taylor.
yeah,
Taylor and Steffi.
probably.
They
Either
gonna
that.
hire him as a petty goon again. The
Oh
lawyer
my
that
god.
was the best in the top of his games to even be working for Dollar Bill
I'm
Spencer.
over here rolling my eyes. They treating
They got
Justin
him out
like
here
he's Xander
doing petty
off
thug work.
Days of Our Lives. They're a higher damn goon.
Yep. Justin
Mm-mm.
Barber.
Chad, throw the whole show
Petty
away.
thug.
When Ridge sent him over there to bust up Carter and Queen in the bed.
Kick the dough in.
Right.
He was hiding behind plants and crouching tiger, hidden dragon, hiding behind shit, stalking Quinn.
Right. So I don't expect him to be any more than
Doing
just
what?
somebody's lackey right now. And I hate
Correct.
that because Aaron has so much more talent and that character has so much more potential than to just be a fucking step and fetch it for the Foresters.
Say it one more
Lord, I
time.
wanted him to take Spencer Publications so bad.
Who didn't want it? Who didn't want it? Who did not want to see it? And if they tell you they didn't want to see, they a damn lie. Because that was the most exciting thing that we had coming out of the Spencer family in years. What
You
they
can say
doing
that one
now?
more time.
What they doing now?
When Justin knocked Thomas out and sucked his teeth afterwards, the timeline erupted. Then next thing you know, Thomas is in a cage, and Justin is literally, Aaron D. Spears, monologuing his ass off with all the emotion in the world. Let me tell you something. Darren should have got that goddamn. I'm sorry.
No,
That was a performance. Let me no. That was a performance. And then what did they do after that? They hit him.
that's what they do with all they Emmy people. That's a CBS thing.
Yes, they do.
The lady that was playing Amanda, the mama, I can't even remember her damn name now because they ain't use her. But
Tasha Story.
Tasha
Story. She was nominated for
damn Emmy nominated, and the next thing, and what they do with Naya, sent her off.
And where the hell is Ted King? Huh?
Sent off somewhere. Sent off somewhere. That's what they do. Is they get these people and they let them get their little awards, or they get their nominations, so they can put another notch on their bedpost, and then they done. The reason damn Katie is back is because we fixing to get some tears somewhere. Heather Tom fixing to get nominated again. I watch. She gonna be somewhere crying because they gotta bring her back because Brooke gonna fuck around and fuck with Liam, and they got to have Katie out there somewhere. But it wasn't enough for you to have Brooke, to have Bill. No, you had to hurt your daughter, Brooke. You had to go and sleep with Liam. So she'll get her tears in, yelling at Brooke to defend Hope about sleeping with Liam, and maybe she might get nominated. I don't know, but it feels to me like that's the only time they bring Heather Tom out is when they feel like they want to get another award or something.
Mm-hmm. You can say that again.
So that's why she's back now. We'll see Katie and Carter interacting. Hell, they might even end up getting married before they usher them off to the back burner, never to be seen again, with their possible little black baby that Flo is going to be the surrogate gestational for.
Mhm.
That
Honestly,
That's what the timeline was talking about. Carter, they sitting up here with this story about Carter and Quinn leaving Carter because she can't have kids. Fucking Katie can't have kids.
it's like they think we forget these things.
exactly. You sitting up here talking about how Quinn left the canvas now, and never mind that they already had a conversation about this shit last year, but whatever. And she's left the canvas because Carter says he wants to have kids. Then on top of that, you had all that dialogue from Carter post quarter when he was pushing himself with Paris was because he wanted a family in a future and a family in the future. And then he goes back to Quinn and it's like, okay, he was expressing some strong desires there. Is this going to be an issue in their future relationship? Well, no, because y'all fumbled the bag and the wonderful actress left the show to go have peace in her regular life, only for y'all to saddle Carter in a relationship with the one woman, available woman on screen who can't have children.
Yep.
No, she can have children, but she at the risk of her life.
At the risk, exactly. Her doctors were clear.
She'll end up getting pregnant. Bill will hear about it, be all pissed. You ain't not gonna risk your life. Will needs his mom. I'm not gonna let you go through with this, Katie. It'll be him fighting Carter. This is Carter's baby. You don't have anything to do with it. I'm not gonna let Will lose his mother. You know, it'll be some shit like that. Then she'll have her little miracle baby, or she'll end up somehow Flo actually carrying the baby for her. She'll just, want to give up her eggs. But even just harvesting Katie's eggs is gonna be a life or death thing. That's what it's gonna be because she can't carry a baby, so she's gonna be harvesting eggs. And that's even gonna be life or death because Katie always got to be on the precipice of death.
Good
I
Lord.
predict Katie.
Honestly,
Katie and Lawrence to go back screen. Go
on back burner.
Yep.
I agree.
Nothing.
Because somebody suggested it yesterday and their asses was right. They said shit, they could have put Katie with Justin ass and that would have been enough and that shit would have been fire.
Well, that's his little boys, ain't it? And ain't nobody really allowed to hop family members like that except for Brooke.
That story wrote itself, though.
It did. They always do.
That story wrote itself. Bill, how many times Bill been disappointed Katie? She should have been done fell on the shoulders of his right hand man, Justin. Period. It was an abomination that story didn't happen.
I'm laughing that we did not get that. Katie was so busy today, that from the South, at least from what was said on Twitter, Katie was so busy having her nose open for Carter. I think they should have took a moment to actually let her express that, oh, well, Brooke is free now. Oh, Lord, I sure dodged that fucking bullet not listening to Bill ass. That would have been at least honest.
But that's why I say they're going on the back burner. It's just no angst there. There's no drama. None. They're going on the back burner. This is just to tie up Lawrence St. Victor.
Yeah.
Exactly. Honestly, I have to say it. Young and the Restless look like they're about to shift into. They already are shifting into third, while Bold go into fourth. At least in my viewing estimate, just because we finally got some interesting stuff today and some more interesting stuff tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow is when James Hyde shows up. Sam from Passions with his cute ass. He still look good as hell. Woo!
Who he supposed to be though? What he doing?
He is playing a guy from Diana's past. So here's the thing. Diana basically, and this happens tomorrow, Diana basically realizes that she's over a barrel right now. That Tucker's reappearance back in Genoa City, in the circumstances of everything that has happened, has put her in the red with Jack and Kyle. They're both very suspicious of her, and Phyllis and them are trying to work every angle possible to make them more suspicious. So she makes a decision. She decides that she is going to just come clean and tell Jack what went down. Now, did she tell Jack the total truth? I don't think so. But she did tell Jack way more than she told him before. Like case in point, the whole one of the why she owed Tucker. She owes Tucker a favor. And the favor that he did for her, aside from something else, is that he was the one who found Allie, not her. He was the one who figured out that was Chemo's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the information that she used to, kind of bridge the gap to get Jack's attention was actually information that she got from Tucker. And then the whole thing with James Hyde is this dude Jeremy Stark. Apparently, he got her caught up in some money laundering.
Man, Diane's
Yes,
been living a damn life.
yes. Diane started dating this dude in LA, and he offered her, and so he offered her a position and whatnot, and she was like, oh, okay. They ended up, hooking up, and she and the flashbacks were cute, and yeah, I have to say that James Hyde still looked good as hell. So he charmed the hell out of her, and they fell for it, and she was like described him as like a international financier, etc., etc. And so he basically made an arrangement for her to follow him around the world, okay? Because apparently he was a real globetrotter, and they never ended up traveling together. He was using her as a money mule to move.
Wait a minute.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Apparently, he would have one of his people hide bundles of cash in her suitcase when she would travel to go meet him. Yes, when she would travel to go meet him, she would, he bought her all this wonderful stuff, tons and tons of clothes and all kind of shit. And whenever she would travel to go meet him, he would his assistant or whoever would pack up her shit and hide money in the suitcase. And then when she met up with Jeremy, then he would take the money out of her suitcases and, do whatever the hell it was he was doing with all that money.
What in the orange is the new black is going on?
Yeah, so basically when she realized what he was up to, she accused him of using her to launder money, and it completely broke their relationship because they got Sam Bennett up here playing some kind of goddamn international money laundering and was using Diane for the purpose of it. And so
hello Nancy.
Yes, and so she basically got out of it when everything went to hell, because eventually he was about to be arrested, and the police questioned her, and he told her to keep quiet. So he actually ended up on trial, but I don't think he ended up. Oh yes, he did end up convicted. That's what she said when she in the flashbacks, because she's relaying all of this to Jack tomorrow, and that once he got convicted, and apparently I guess he was supposed to go to prison, that's when she made the decision she wanted to get her shit straight and get back with her son. And that's when Tucker and her ended up getting caught up with each other. He knew exactly what she had been up to with Jeremy Stark. So he blackmailed her and said, look, I'm going to help you get what you want by reconnecting with your son, but I need you to help me. So he's the one who gave her the information on Chemo and about Allie and Chemo, and asked her to spy for him as far as Ashley is concerned. So of course, now she's telling Jack all this shit, and you can best believe Jack is pissed.
So wait a minute. So Diane basically explained to Jack that Tucker blackmailed her into doing this whole thing with Allie to spy on Ashley for him.
Yes, in exchange
This
for
is so
helping
fucking funny.
in exchange for helping her reconnect with Kyle and him, that was the exchange. That
No,
I'm not that was the exchange, that she could use the alley information as an olive branch to work her way back in, which is exactly what she did.
but see, this is what makes me mad. Did y'all hear that whole elaborate plan?
Yeah. Now
But all of that was for Diane to spy on Ashley for Tucker.
that's not the truth though. That's what Tucker told Diane. Because
Okay.
I because the but that's not what he's here for. He is here for something much more than that. But that may be the reason he gave Diane, but that is not why, or that's not the
Right. We
only
talked about
reason
that.
why. Yeah,
That's right.
he's
Because
in
I did
Genoa
see
City.
Victoria today had a meeting or a discussion with Tucker, and he made it
Hmm.
clear, yeah, I'm selling stuff and I'm getting cash, but I'm not trying to go after Newman. And Victoria was like, I didn't say that you were. So yeah. So he basically he let her know that yeah, I'm coming for Newman, and now she know he coming for Newman.
Right, because last week Diane was like, "Look, Tucker, I kept my end of the bargain. Okay, it's not my fault that Ashley just happens to not be in Genoa City 99.9% of the goddamn time. So there really wasn't any information for me to give you about Ashley, but I kept my end of the bargain as best as I could. So you know what? You're here now. You decided you didn't want to be in the shadows anymore. Ashley's here now, so you don't really need me. So we should be even, Steven." Tucker told her, if I pay a guy to mow my lawn and a goat comes along and eats all the grass on my lawn, do I still pay the guy, Diane? And she's like, what? He's like, the point is, our arrangement is over when I say it's over. And it's not over. I still need you. She's like, for what? He's like,
Right.
don't worry about that right now. Just know that no, you're not off the hook. And he left it just like that. So no. This is not just about Ashley. Tucker McCall is here for some shit, and I don't know what it is. And they done made Sam Bennett a damn money launderer who ass is coming to Genoa City at some point. Shit.
I don't like the way Tucker is manhandling Diane.
That girl, he's
I
using
love
Diane.
it. I love it, darling. I am absolutely about to peep in on Wine tomorrow.
Definitely, I cannot recommend it on every day because every day isn't like this. That's one of the things. But tomorrow is going to
Hmm.
be a good day because while all this is going on in Jack's office, because Diane knows that Phyllis has her in her sights. Kyle and Jack are starting to lose faith in her, so she figures it is better to throw herself under the bus now than let Phyllis do it for her later. Especially with Tucker being back in town, she knows that all of this shit is not gonna stay a secret forever.
Mm-hmm.
But
What you say, girl?
so she just said, she was just like, you know what? The wall's closing in. I might as well just go ahead and do this shit myself. It's like, you know what? I'm not gonna let you shoot me. I'm gonna shoot myself. F this.
I love
I
it.
like it.
I
I
don't
love
blame
it,
her.
darling.
I prefer.
I'm starting to stand Diane
I prefer Diane busting her own ass instead of letting them damn harpies get her ass instead.
and have the satisfaction. Because Phyllis is
That's
Exactly.
always
right.
doing too much. Phyllis is so damn smug.
And
Yep.
yes, and the thing
Take the
is that
power from them.
and yeah, and that's the thing. Phyllis has been gloating some goddamn more. She really and truly has. So she is like, oh, I don't know. I just, she's like, I just think there's something, something going on with you, Diane. You look like you're frazzled, like you're on the edge, like you could just burst at any moment. And all that shit was getting to Diane, especially now that she can't even disavow Tucker and say that our connection is done and we are finished with each other. Tucker's making it clear he has further use for her. So it is. So honestly, yeah, it wasn't her best interest to out herself than letting herself just get caught because she was
Yeah.
gonna get caught.
Yeah.
So all that talk with Nikki and Deacon about Diane being with this really rich guy who had a Bentley, that was Jeremy Stark, the money launderer. That wasn't Tucker.
Mm.
So that was real talk. She was palling around with somebody filthy, stinking rich in LA, but it was not Tucker McCall. It was this guy.
Mm-hmm. I'm here for it, hunty.
I'm here for Diane. I like the life.
Oh, me too.
I am here for it.
I also
Same.
saw Devon arguing with Nate.
Oh yes, him and Nate got into it nice and ugly, and I don't blame him. And he's supposed to cut that bitch off next week. Now also next week, and this is the part that pissed me off. So Nick is trying to save Sally's job at Newman Media because Victoria's already been very clear. She don't have no use for Sally, and now she wants to put Nate's ass over Newman Media. So the preview for next week's show shows Nick telling Sally that Newman Media has decided to replace her and Chloe. Now, my question is, so all of this bullshit that's been going on all the time is for nothing because she's losing the job anyway, which makes me want to smack Adam in the back of his fucking head because it really was for absolutely nothing. Yeah. And what I want to know is this, and this is the part that I'm interested in, because nobody in Genoa City stay unemployed, okay? It's just, it don't happen. So she's going to end up working for somebody. I just don't know who. What I wants to know is this. I wants to know
if get on over there, Jabbo.
I don't know about that. He kind of showed up at work, hungover, looking kind of rusty the other day. And
Lord, no, he didn't, girl.
Yes, he did. Well, Sally had turned him down for the nth time, and so he ended up staying on the rooftop getting drunk all night.
My goodness, he
Adam at
it. Oh, baby,
like that. Adam,
he must really love this girl.
Yeah, he does. He does. Well, and it doesn't help.
Oh, baby.
But here's the thing: things are in flux because Nick and Sally made the decision to, kind of cut off what was going on between them. Because Nick basically said that I don't want anybody to get hurt, and he told Sally that you're still conflicted because you still have feelings for Adam, and you need to figure out what it is you really want. And I don't want to be something that makes that more complicated for you. So they take a step back. But in connection to this, so that means that she's not with either one of the Newman brothers, but things are still tense, so to speak. What I want to freaking know is this: if Tucker could make the damn connection that it was obviously Victoria playing games with Nate with the IPO shit, because that's the only thing Jill wants to know at this point. Jill is not off the IPO. She still wants the IPO, but she wants to know who the hell this was Nate was dealing with. I wants to know how if Devon, Lily, or Billy, between the three of them, that when they find out Nate is getting installed as the CEO over Newman Media, can any of them make their brain cells work to put two and two together to get
they can figure it out. Yep.
From there,
Jill will. Lily might not, but Jill, I'm pretty sure she will.
If they don't, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Y'all don't need to be running a goddamn thing but a snowball stand.
Are they even gonna have Jill on long enough to figure it out? Or are they just gonna have her pop in and out like they usually do?
She gonna make a cameo.
Well, she was on yesterday, but it was like on a conference call. But she need to get. But apparently, that according to the spoilers, she's supposed to be coming back because there was a spoiler out there saying that Jill comes home to absolute chaos, and yeah, this is chaos because if her damn son and those other two fools can't figure out who the hell the real damn deal is. That's the real problem, and not that Tucker isn't a problem, but if they can't figure out that Nate's next job has something to do with what he just tried to pull, I ain't got nothing to say to them.
Especially after what he just pulled.
Exactly. That's a payback, okay? That's a payback for not snitching Victoria old snake ass out.
Yep.
Honestly, I wish the guy Sally knew about this situation so that when she get her walking paper, she could go snitch on them bitches.
Yep.
This man,
she can do it on her way out the door, darling.
I'm just still looking at how this man sold out his family's legacy like that. But again, Nate ain't a winter, so.
But he just you said it, Bubbles. He is just like his regular ass Poe. Every bit like his raggedy Poe. Nate Senior wasn't shit.
And look how that ended. Go and ask him where his daddy at. In the
Mm,
dirt. That's where he at.
I hope Sally
exactly.
find out so she can put him on blast on her way out the door.
Mm.
No, Victoria is a real something other. Why is it that she can't seem to support another female in the industry? She always coming for somebody. Why she can't let Sally live?
Her daddy raised her like that, and her mama approved.
She always coming for other women though, because you remember Sam, she didn't want. Remember when Victor had Ashley in there running the show for a little while?
Oh, girl,
She
no.
didn't like that shit either. She have a problem with other women.
She does.
It's because
She
she
does.
got daddy issues because of the way Victor was, and she was always his favorite. But you know, she felt some kind of way when Victor was married to Ashley, and she was just coming home from boarding school. Their relationship wasn't all that great then, and she was fighting for her daddy's attention because he was married to this hot young thing. Um, so that's what a lot of it is. She's always felt like she has to be in competition with other women because that's
Mm,
just kind of how her life started out.
mm, mm, mm.
Yes,
I
and
Yeah, she
remember
got
when
so
issues.
Victoria went somewhere and posted for the magazine for the centerfold, and Victor bought the newspaper stand out to keep them from being published.
See, but she did that. Okay, so when she posed nude in that magazine, she did that because she was competing with Nina for Ryan's attention.
Yeah. It was always that's what I'm saying. It was why she always have issues with other women. She always
Because
in competition with other women.
because she's had all her life she's had to fight for her daddy's attention. That's what
I
it's
believe that's
all been.
yep. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because her daddy, he was there, he was around, but his attention was always, how being real powerful men, they really don't have a good relationship with their family because they really wasn't never got them there.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
when,
Victoria, right, when they was coming up, Victor wasn't spending all that kind of time with his kids. They missed him. Jack saw Victor more than his kids did.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's honestly, and that's the part that's messed up. Jack was a better stepdad to those children than Victor was a daddy for a hot
He
minute.
Speak
was.
on it. It deserves to be spoken
show
upon.
That's why I love my Abbotts. That's why I love because they're more real to me. I can, you know, I have a lot in common with the Abbott family.
I
Just say
always
that.
related
Yeah.
to the Abbotts. I
Yeah.
always
Okay,
wanted to
now
be part
this
of the
is
Abbott Thanksgiving, the Abbott Christmas, the Abbott
Yeah.
breakfasts around the damn table. The Abbotts
Yeah.
was my ideal of a
okay.
family.
Of a
Okay,
family.
hold on. Check this out, y'all. This is so interesting. So, James Hyde, who's playing this Jeremy Stark character, guess what he says in Michael Fairman?
Huh.
He says that he read for the role for Tucker McCall, and he didn't get it. But they called him a week later to offer him the part of this character, Jeremy.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. You know why? You know why I don't want to talk about it anymore? Because they made up some shit to get this man that they didn't want for the role that he wanted. And they gonna have him there for 2 seconds and doing some bullshit, and then we won't see him again.
Yep, you got it.
Mm.
You say that one more time.
Mm.
The stunt
Mm.
casting. The stunt
I
casting is real.
was like, wait, what? It just popped up on Twitter because I'm scrolling it on my phone while we're doing this, and I'm like, wait, he read for Tucker and y'all didn't pick Tucker?
He
Oh, we
read
did
for
this
Tucker,
for
and now he's some other person that they want to bring in because, well, we don't want you for Tucker, but we don't want to lose you either. Like, what the fuck is? I mean, okay, I get it. Trevor St. John, you really ain't gonna out audition Trevor St. John. But at the same time, either you want me for the role that I want, or I don't know. But I guess he's okay with taking another role that they're going to have him in for 2 seconds and then he's going to be gone.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not sure how he works into this because the way Diana talks, he got convicted of his shit. So I don't know how the hell he gonna end up in Genoa City because normally convictions mean you go into jail very soon, or you should be in jail. But apparently he is not. So I don't know how that works.
Maybe he got out.
Because rich people always get probation. Time
The-
served.
Well, where is Tara? Well, then Tara ought to be coming home. Have we heard any word on her, darling?
Because
No.
don't let the women come home. Stop
Wait a
acting.
minute, Terry in jail?
I mean, shit.
Tara is not in jail. Tara is in prison.
For what?
For
Money,
But it's just some
And
cold.
some shit with her shoe company. Some
She
bullshit
was
with her
basically
shoe
stealing
company.
from her own self. Basically, she was
Embezzling.
she was
She was embezzling.
pocketing her embezzling from her own company.
Right.
and,
So
and they come up there in the Abbott mansion and took her out in handcuffs.
Yeah,
I can't even
and we
believe
ain't
that.
seen her since. We don't get a letter. I mean, do Harrison even still
I
know
was
how his
about to
mom
say, you would
is?
think the little
Mm-mm.
boy would act that for not seeing his mom. He's like
That's
5,
You would
right?
think, and his mama and his daddy gone now.
They
I
gave
mean, what
that
kind
Right.
little
of
boy.
So he with two
shit is
strange
Nope.
people.
They
this?
gave that
Yeah,
little
they got him over there like Douglas, Sam. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
stolen
Sound
churns.
like.
They gave that little boy them cookies, and he ain't thought no damn more
He-
about his mom and daddy. They
The
keep him
They
Cookie
on
did give
Monster.
him some
franchise.
cookies. They did give him some cookies.
Every time,
The Cookie
every time they
Monster.
try to
Called him the Cookie Monster.
oh, he's in the kitchen with Mrs. Martinez. She making cookies. He come over to the house. Hey, Harrison, guess what? Mrs. Martinez is in the kitchen making cookies.
Making her famous cookies.
Boy said, but IDGF about Tara and Ashlyn. Where is Mrs. Martinez
Mm-mm.
damn
Mm-mm.
cookies? He ain't thought that's how some of them got that. He ain't had not one temper tantrum. He ain't cried himself to sleep not one night looking for his mama. And y'all
Child.
know the way they portrayed that Tara was that boy's everything.
Yep.
He's never been away from me.
Never.
Take me from my child. He was like, bitch, they got cookies over here.
He never had a
Mama,
cookie
I
in
don't
his
need to
life.
worry about no damn mama. They got cookies in
That's
they got
right.
cookies in Wisconsin. Damn that.
He said they was
That don't make no sense.
Child.
and now I get to have cookies. No,
I'm
man.
telling you. I'm
Now
telling
you
you,
know.
Sam took that boy away because they had before Ashlyn died, they had already made stop seeing him. Cut that connection off, and it's like you mean to tell me both this boy he done grew up his whole life with Tara and Ashlyn, his mommy and daddy, and he just don't remember none of them.
Right. That
I
makes no
mean,
sense at all.
yeah,
That
pretty
makes
much.
Girl,
absolutely no
yes,
sense at
that's
all. That child would not be well damn adjusted.
No, he
I
would
mean, how
not.
He's
could he
not
be at
seeing a
that age?
psychiatrist. They not taking him to the coffee shop to visit with Sharon or anything, girl.
Taking him
They
to the
just
cookie
giving him
jar.
cookies. just
to the
giving him
cookie
cookies.
factory.
They taking him to the cookie jar. He don't need to go talk to no damn Sharon. Eat your cookies. They taking him to Crumble every Monday when the new flavors
But what
drop.
about my mom? Here, have a cookie.
Yeah, you better have this chocolate chip cookie, Miss Martinez. Just look, it's still warm.
Ooh, child.
That child should have sugar diabetes by now.
He also
I'm telling you.
never about now.
All these damn cookies. And wait, did anything interesting happen on GH?
Not
I
that
could
I
not.
could see through. No.
Darling, I was saying before you came in that I tried to watch General Hospital twice today
Oh,
to no
Lord.
avail.
Oh,
No
Lord.
avail. I couldn't get a hook in interest on one single thing that could keep my interest. Even to fast forward through. So it's not looking good. I can say that Trina was beautiful today.
I seen on Twitter, Sam, they had her kissing Rory, and I refused to watch today's episode.
Ain't
Then
she
they
supposed
said
to
They
he
be
make
was.
it
going away
clear.
with him or some shit?
Yeah, then they
Yeah.
said his eyes was. They said the kiss was so awful. They said his eyes was open. It was awful.
No,
Springer fans in an uproar.
I done
I'm
told
No.
you. I done told you. I keep
Girl,
telling y'all.
Springer fans in an uproar, girl. I'm like, I am not going to watch this mess today.
Listen, I'm gonna go watch it because this is cruel intentions. How you kissing somebody with your eyes open? That's
Right.
cruel intentions.
Yeah,
Because it's
That
cruel.
means you ain't into the kiss. Your
he's not
mind is a lot of
into her.
places,
I'm
but
telling
not
y'all.
in that. Who kisses with
Rory,
their
I
eyes
got a good
open?
feeling Rory is the hook, and they getting ready. If he can get her on that trip, girl, they getting ready to try to hook Trina.
Oh, Lord, she going to end up running through the forest, ain't she?
They gonna try.
You know what? Every time Trina go on a trip, it go bad for her.
Yeah.
She need to stop traveling with these people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
This is
But when I
Don't
heard
say
about
that
the
for him.
kids, I say it's something going on. His eyes was open. I was like, oh, he finna duke her. Did like Bubbles right? It's cruel intention. It's a cruel intention story getting ready to
I can
happen.
see, but you know what? The only thing that throws a monkey wrench in that, I would just have loved to see Esme and Rory be working together.
that's what
And
I
I think they are. I think they
but I
are.
thought Esme, but she locked up in the thing. So why isn't Rory looking for her?
what
I
now?
mean, maybe he could start looking for her.
Because she's probably been in contact with him.
Uh,
They don't
she
show
can
us
she can
every.
contact folks.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all. Ever since this boy came in looking weird and zoning in on Trina at
Yeah,
just the right time, this I don't know where you've been the past 3 or 4 episodes that I have reiterated that this is fucking cruel intentions. This is dangerous liaisons.
they Bubbles is right. I believe her.
Dangerous. They
Oh my God. A
So then
comic
y'all
book
telling me
convention.
that I
That's
should be
where he go.
focused.
That's where they going away to. They going
right.
to a damn comic book, girl.
Y'all gonna learn to listen to me because I already said that. Like 3 times, he's taking her to the comic book convention and she looked bored, but I said it was something else. But this, I'm telling you,
I blocked it. I blocked it, Bubbles. That's my only explanation.
who is crackling?
I
Is
don't
it
know, but
me?
I hear it.
Sound like somebody eating something.
I wish.
That might be you, darling.
Hold up.
Is it
Fix
me?
your mic.
Is it me?
No.
Okay, good. But I was hearing it. I always think it's my phone because my phone usually crackles when the battery goes weak.
No. But I
He's
told
in.
y'all that at the beginning that he was taking her to the comic book convention.
Yeah.
And so the pictures that I've been seeing is her people are saying that she looks so disinterested. She doesn't want to go. She should tap out. She looks bored. But I think so. I need to go back and watch it because my TV was messing up today and I didn't get it. And like I said, if it ain't about Esme, I don't care because it's been so boring lately.
Yeah,
But
but Trina is about Esme. You know that Esme, she still really does hate Trina. I don't think that she's let that go. I think that she's still
that is why this is cruel intentions.
y'all.
Esme
So
ain't
so
gotta do the
then
work
y'all
no
need to
more.
date. I've never seen Cruel Intentions.
Then you need to go. Have you ever
You
seen
need to go watch it, girl.
Have you
That's
ever seen
good.
Dangerous Liaisons?
It doesn't sound familiar. Who played in Dangerous
Jesus
Liaison?
God? What
Glenn Close and John Malkovich, and Michelle Pfeiffer
Glenn
and
Close?
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I think I seen Dangerous Liaisons because wait a minute. What, did you say Sharon Stone? Who was the vixen?
Glenn Close.
No, not Glenn Close. Yes, because she.
I ain't know
She
what
I'm
was.
sure. I'm sure I've seen Dangerous Liaisons,
I ain't
but
seen
it
no
was so
dangerous
goddamn complicated.
liaisons.
Dangerous Liaisons was good, but it was complicated all the way down to the end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was. It
And
Okay,
was.
that's the
so I
point.
seen that one, and it was damn good.
So,
Well,
Cruel Intentions is the modern '90s uptake on Dangerous Liaison,
no, it's the kids version. I mean, not kids as in
the
children.
teen version,
It's the teen
basically.
angst version because it's teenagers in these roles manipulating each other's lives instead of the grown people.
Okay, so that sounds interesting. So, um,
Oh, they remade it. And these people that they remade it with don't even look interesting or compelling. I might not
mm,
watch it. But the original that came in 1998 with Glenn Close and John Malkovich and Michelle Pfeiffer and
yep,
Uma Thurman was in it and
I saw that.
Keanu motherfucking Reeves was in it. That right there was the shit, honey.
It
And
was.
Cruel Intentions is Ryan Philippe and
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Reese
Ah,
Witherspoon
gosh.
and Sarah Michelle Gellar and Selma Blair. And it's the same
I would watch that. I like them. I would watch that. I might find it and watch it.
And if you really,
and you will understand what I'm saying when I tell you this thing with Esme and everybody else is cruel fucking intentions.
I
She's
love
and
it.
trying to make because it was odd how she would always talk about Rory And you would just think that's just a girl trying to make her boyfriend jealous because she knows he's interested in somebody else. But no, she set that girl up with him. He's
Yeah.
everything that Trina wants in a boy.
Yeah.
And she
To
just
make
said,
Now, if you really want to go for the trifecta, then it's Dangerous Liaisons, it's Cruel Intentions, and it's Valmont, which has Colin Firth, Fairuza Balk, and Annette Bening. So yeah, it's a movie. It's a subject so good that they've done at least 3 big screen movies with notable actors in it, and I love all 3 of them. So
yeah, well, I'm gonna try harder. OGH. I'm gonna try harder.
well, y'all stick with it and let me know on the days when it is, if I don't see Esme, you know how they give you the first couple of minutes to show you everybody that's going to be on, get that little,
Yeah.
everybody gets that little section. If Esme don't get no section, I really don't, like, that's when I start looking at what I'm going to have for dinner. Time for me to start getting preparations for dinner together. I'll listen to it, but just like Bo, I'm not really gonna pay a whole lot of attention to it because it ain't nothing that I'm interested in. I don't care about Liz and her folks no more. I don't care. Victor is holding Lucy Coe, but he probably is holding Lucy Coe and got her tied to a radiator with a pair of pants.
You know damn well Victor got her.
He showed do because he wanted her anyway, and I was like, "Don't be fucking around playing with Victor, because you know that man wants you anyway. And if you fuck around and play with his emotions, you're gonna find yourself in a room, in a tower where nobody can hear you, and it's just gonna be with Victor."
Exactly. And also, I will say this much: it is not a good sign. I want to say in general for soapdom that, is that according to what I read. Don't November sweeps start next Thursday?
Yep.
Then, and I can tell you, I've been scouring, and I do not see a spoiler to be found, other than, and you ought to.
And I know. Y'all know how they do us.
Queen Libra said no Esme tomorrow.
This gonna be the week Hope walk in on her mama probably, since Liam and Brooke just been super, super close to each other.
Yeah, I saw the clip from the Bold account. They were sitting in the living room talking again for the th damn time, and he had some kind of stuffed animal in his hand while they was talking shit. And I was like,
that bullshit. So he come in the house through the front door this time, girl. And so she said, "Oh, I thought you were rich." And she's like, I just can't stop thinking that he's gonna walk through that door any day now. It ain't been but one fucking day. But
that's why I'm staring, Bubbles. I'm like, she act like he been gone a couple of months. Do these people live in a time warp?
But so listen, Liam come up there and he's like, "Oh, so but I came for." Like he just, like it was like he looked around the room for something to make an excuse to be there. "Oh, I came for this. It's Beth's. It was a lamb doll." So you mean to tell me that your little girl? Well, I guess it stands because Douglas left his damn sleep toy up there at the big house too. Beth left her sleep toy at the big house. But when's the last time Beth ever even been home? Because she was out there with who them people was. Lola,
at a play date, a sleepover.
And now she's somewhere else. She ain't even never at home to leave shit up at the big house. I think Liam went up there and planted that damn thing so he would have a reason to come back later.
Oh my. He came. That's just
the thing about that whole soap opera for me that angers me so much is they got all these women around here arguing with each other while Rhea just off somewhere having his cake and eating his cake.
I need people to stop being mad at Taylor, because at the end of the day, she's going to be the one that looks like a fool for believing his raggedy ass instead of keeping on running away from him. I would have jumped off the damn mountain, to be real honest. But that ain't how they wrote it. They wrote her to sit there and let herself be taken by this man, so that in 3 to 6 months, we can all sit and cry with Taylor because she believed Ridge when he lied to her.
Yeah, but they screwed the pooch on that, because they immediately, even before they even reunited, pull the plug out with Thomas in the recording. So they fucked
Yeah.
themselves there. If they wanted us to fall in love with them, they should have kept that shit under wraps.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That and the part that he lied to her when he omitted that information when
He
she
was a straight up
asked
liar.
him.
He lied.
Yeah.
She asked him too many times, and he lied and evaded
Yeah.
the question too many times. He lied. He lied to
That's
her
right.
to
That's
get in
right.
her draws, and
He
it's
omitted,
disgusting
he
and despicable.
sidestepped, he did everything he could to not directly answer her damn question.
That's
And
right.
and that's the thing. You said it right. They ruined it. They ruined it by playing that particular card altogether too fast. So now it doesn't matter if it comes out next week or the week after or the week after. Everybody's already divested.
Exactly. It's too late. We
It's too
already know
late.
what time it's gonna be.
And
So
nobody cares at this point because we're
When-
like we see where it's going. And I
exactly.
very much doubt that at the last minute they'll have Ridge be like, "Well, I know the truth, but I love Taylor so much, I'm gonna stay." I don't see that.
No, not gonna happen. I don't see it
No,
happening
no,
either.
not
Mm-mm.
no, no,
At
no,
all.
not the Destiny. I mean, no. Even on the soap opera digest, in the article, it was just like, oh, but Ridge and Brooke always seem to find their way back to each other.
So we don't care about that shit no more. We really don't. We tried it because they lulled us in with Krista Allen.
Yep.
And they lulled us in and gave us a false sense of security. And we should have seen the writing on the damn wall because she ain't got but one picture in the fucking thing. How you expect me to
coming
believe
up.
gonna be long term when she ain't got but one
She's
picture?
coming up to 1 year. She's coming up to 1 year.
She's coming up to 1 year and got one picture. We
Yep.
gonna get
That
another
it took you 4 tries to do.
Yep.
It's gonna break her heart, and she's probably gonna leave. She might be leaving the show,
But
y'all,
she won't
because
leave the show because of a storyline. She's cool on the storylines. I just don't think that Bell, because we know how he is, he loses interest. Look at Ted Kennedy.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. The part, no, not just that he loses interest. Part of the problem is one, they're gonna have to come up with. I'm wondering what they're gonna do because y'all know KKL is in Italy right now, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
She's out there living her best life. God bless her. So, because I want to say they've been there maybe about a week or so.
Yeah, she's doing a show.
Right. So it's not that hard for them to, move people out of formation, so to speak. So I have to wonder if they're not going to let this news pop with Brooke not being involved. I just don't see that. They're going to want her around so he can go run back to her as quick as possible.
Right now. Let's just get this out of the way in 10 seconds. This is the beginning of Why Did Ridge Leave Me? For Taylor. And this is going to carry on for weeks and weeks and weeks, and weeks.
yeah.
I shan't not expose myself to that again.
Yeah.
Nor should you.
It's gonna get broken up by why did I sleep with Liam, or I didn't mean to sleep with Liam, or it was a mistake that I slept with Liam, or I don't remember sleeping with Liam.
I wouldn't have slept with Liam if Thomas hadn't called CPS.
Yeah,
so no matter what Brooke does or has done from New Year's Eve until the time that reveal happens, everything that she has done will be wiped clean because Thomas made that call and Ridge was manipulated.
And I know when he says that he doesn't care that he was manipulated, but I know it won't go that way. But
if that was the case, they would have never added the manipulation. They gave that manipulation was there. We already know that's the linchpin that they always put there just to pull the pin out.
Exactly. Otherwise, it would have fell on Douglas. Or
when they exposed Thomas as the caller, period. Because whether they know it or not, I believe most of us were equally or more invested in Thomas having custody of Douglas than this tree.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
So that's gonna be a whole mess. And like I said, it's not a good look that we running into November sweeps and there's literally nothing from nobody. So that means they honestly didn't try to put it out on Thursday or nothing. There's literally nothing out.
Yeah, well, if this the battle of the soaps and who gonna do the damn thing for sweeps, the only people looking like they got anything going on is Days right now.
Yep.
Pretty
According
much.
to that preview, if you go back and watch that preview, Days is fixing to be on fire. Somebody's crackling again.
Is it mine?
Is it me?
I don't know who it is.
Must be me, I guess.
I don't hear it now. I
It's,
heard it a minute ago.
there it is again.
Well, it's 8:59, so we almost done anyway. So
That's the cue. Yeah.
that's the universe telling us to wrap this shit up.
Yes.
Y'all kids been on that damn phone for 2 hours already anyway. Hang up.
Child, we got to yes, we have to keep up with these soap operas, guys.
We do. I mean, because I love the genre and I want to be entertained. And if they choose to entertain me, I will be available to be entertained. But if you're not entertaining me, then my sandwich is going to win out.
That's right.
Well, y'all, Henry's on tomorrow. I can't be asking Henry questions the way I be asking the adults questions.
Right.
I don't
You
even
can
know.
ask Daisy.
I don't know how to even approach that little guy.
I know he's a child. And it's like, and I kind of have to feel like that's kind of the point. They know nobody ain't going to get up in there. Not nobody with sense is going to get up in there and be rough with that boy.
It was a setup. Exactly, darling. They knew exactly what they were doing.
But I still want to ask him, maybe I'll ask him about his project in Canada, if they still live there, if that was a permanent move or if that was temporary. Maybe that's what I'll ask him, because really I can't ask him anything else. Kids sometimes spill secrets when they don't mean to. So I can't ask him if he hopes that Douglas stays with the Foresters or...
That's what I want to. Yeah, those are the questions I want to ask. Though,
where
do he want to go home and live? Yeah. That's a good question.
I'll ask that if I get through. Where do you think Douglas should live, and see how he feels about that?
And do you think that Douglas should be a bit more of a mischief maker? Should he stir up some trouble?
Of course he should. He should be having all kind of problems. His mama died, his daddy went crazy, and he was taken away from his home.
See, but I feel like that's too deep for a little one. If his mama was up there sitting next to him, I would ask his mama those questions on his behalf. I feel like he's a little bit too young to be answering a question about should he be out there causing shit because of his place. If he was a teenager...
But he's an actor, though. He's already doing things like this. He already has played a child raising hell, I'm sure.
He ain't played no Hellraisers. This little baby been a little sweet baby.
Child, we're going to have to IMDb Henry Joseph Samiri. Damn.
I'm going to do it. I'm telling you, this little baby ain't done nothing but be a sweet little baby. He ain't been on that Macaulay Culkin, Elijah Wood, bad son kick yet. He ain't on that path yet. They ain't got him on that path.
Speaking of which, y'all saw that cute little Instagram of him and the actress Kelly playing rock, paper, scissors?
I saw, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It was cute.
That's what we need to see. We need to see more of Kelly and Douglas on screen together. They are first damn cousins. They double cousins. Right?
They are double cousins.
Yep, they double cousins.
American Horror Story. Did y'all know that? Henry had a part on American Horror Story in 2011.
He must have been some child who got killed in Murder House.
Oh my God!
That's what I'm saying. He probably everybody mute because the crackling is driving me crazy. And then I'm gonna say this.
So if he was the baby in 2011, that means that he was the baby that turned out to be the Antichrist. So Sam, I guess you were right, but he was just a little bitty infant. He wasn't really evil, but his character grew up to be the damn Antichrist.
Ask Henry Joseph Samiri if Douglas should have a bad streak, and I'm sure he'll have a very compelling answer.
I'm gonna ask him. I sure am. I'm gonna ask
Thanks to
him
Lady Sanchez.
I'm gonna ask him if he thinks Douglas should. He was on 911 Lone Star. I missed that too. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that episode. Oh no, he was somebody named Timmy Wyckoff on American Horror Story, the TV series. I haven't watched the TV series, so he's on that TV series. And then he's filming a movie called The Watchful Eye, or a TV series called The Watchful Eye. It's based on a young woman who is thrust into a world of old money and deadly secrets.
Yeah.
So I might watch that to see what he's doing over there, to see what kind of show that is, because I don't really recognize anybody else that's in this with him.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll keep a look on him. I'm gonna ask him if he thinks that if he wants Douglas to be a bad kid, or if he thinks Douglas can be a bad kid. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm. It's banana. That's something terms he can understand. He's an actor. He got to process emotions and all that stuff. He can speak. We trust him with the material.
Mm-hmm. We do.
And I can't get on Casey because I don't want him to think that I'm being aggressive with that old man sitting over there next to him. Okay, so it's 9:04. We're gonna go ahead and tap out. Thank you guys for being with us.
All right.
Everybody who hung out with us in YouTube. Hopefully, we will not have these audio problems tomorrow. But if we do, I will have those people.
Tomorrow is Friday.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it looked like I made the right choice, because it looked like Andy Dalton didn't do his third interception in the first half. Soaps beats football any day.
I took a knee many years ago. I have not watched football since Cap said we weren't doing that no more. So I don't know. All
Well,
right.
I hear screaming from my living room, and I wondered what it was about. I knew it was football.
If it's Thursday, it's probably football. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much. And if you are listening, make sure you're subscribed to the show and also following us on Anchor and Spotify. Thank you and good night.
Thank
All
you,
right, y'all have a
Bubbles.
good
Y'all
one.
have a
Thanks,
good night,
Bubbles.
ladies.
Good night, guys.